Niseko, Japan is one of the snowiest ski resorts in the entire world, and I was incredibly fortunate to spend 2 days out of my week-long Hokkaido trip snowboarding there in the fresh POW that's been laid this winter. I start my journey from all the way down in Fukuoka, where I catch a flight up to Nuchitose Airport right outside of Sapporo City.
Welcome aboard the Airport Rapid Service train bound for Otaru via Sapporo.
From there, I catch a train that goes through Sapporo and arrives in Otaru on the west coast of Hokkaido. After that, I transfer to another train and make my way south towards Kuchan. Unfortunately, I didn't get much of a chance to explore around Otaru, but I wasn't too upset about it because it was a lot larger than I was expecting and seemed quite a bit like a tourist trap. And after one last train ride, I finally made it to Kuchan. At Niseko, I stayed in a hostel at the base of the mountain. It was really well priced and I have no complaints, although a little awkward staying in a room with other people. Mostly just guys from Australia, and Matt P, Sean, and Lathan, if you guys see this video, thanks for showing me Ruby Fields. After eating breakfast at the hostel, I head out to pick up my rental gear. As I walked to the rental shop, I got a good sense of what the town was like, full of tourists and not really many Japanese people around. But since I've been living in Japan for the past 6 months, I knew what I was getting myself into, and I wasn't really there for a traditional Japanese experience. And even with all the Aussies and Kiwis blundering about, nothing could detract from the incredible scenery that lay before me. Gear has been acquired. Now I just gotta go get my lift ticket and head up to the mountain and change. Although it was my first run of the season, and as I babble about in the powder looking like a Jerry, it's safe to say that Niseko is renowned throughout the world for a reason. I'm gonna bottom out. And after ditching and switching out some gear, I'm back on the gondola heading up the mountain for another run. This time with bindings that actually fit my feet. These clips are shot from the G5 out of bounds gate, and it is very pretty out there, but it was more chopped up than I was expecting, and I was still getting used to the rental gear. Eventually, this out-of-bounds area leads to a run called the Holiday Course, which has very pretty views. At this point, I started to get a decent bit more comfortable on the rental board, and I started finding new powder areas to hit. But it is hard to film yourself snowboarding by just holding your phone in your hand. I promise I did my best though, and I swear that over the 4 days that I snowboarded in Hokkaido, I got a lot better at it. I'm gonna bomb this hill. You ready? You ready? After a long day of snowboarding and still recovering from a full day of travel from the day before, I was ready to call it, and so I went out in search of food. I ended up coming across a small sushi place, and it turned out really good. I actually made friends with the chef because in a town full of tourists, I was the only one who was speaking Japanese with him. But I didn't get any footage, so enjoy these photos instead. As I walked back to the hostel after dinner, the beautiful night views of Niseko inspired me, and so I went out and did some photography that night before wrapping up the day. And here are some of those shots. Well, that wraps up part 1 of my Niseko journey. If you'd like to see the next video, be sure to subscribe and keep an eye out for it coming soon. And thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.